Welcome to Living in Beauty. It's Tuesday, May 12th, 2020, day 1394 on the road, and we're in Prescott, Arizona. In February, we hit pause on the California Winter Desert Tour and skipped back to San Diego. Jim took the wheel and pulled the rig out of Shiriako Summit and hit play. Living in Beauty road liturgy demands Willie Nelson's On the Road Again for good luck. And boy, did we need it. Cheers, Willie. You came through. As usual, I sang along and opened any list. Shopping must be done. We were down to our last Medjool date. Costco, check. And we needed supplies for our DIY bathroom remodel. San Diego Hardware, check. Both computer boards must be replaced. Spacebar problems. Apple Store, check. On that drive, we planned every moment of the following 2 weeks. Dentist appointment, foundation banquet, meetings, family and friends. 4 hours later, we pulled into the centrally located Admiral Baker RV Park, a military campground in Mission Valley, a suburb of San Diego. Honestly, until this year, we didn't even know a campground was there, located beside a military golf course and clubhouse. Holy cow, civilians are allowed to stay for 2 weeks. Most RV parks in San Diego are run down and outdated, and Admiral Baker is no exception. However, the grounds are lovely with expansive lawns and shady old-growth trees enveloping a fabulous pool and recreational facility. Sadly, the pool is only open between Memorial Day and Labor Day, except this summer because pandemic. Like a Southern California downpour, news about COVID-19 began as a worrisome drizzle. We weren't overly concerned. Jim had served on the germ committee. He knew the drill. We felt certain the threat would soon be contained. The drizzle turned into a storm when our son, who works at an urgent care clinic, expressed anxiety about visiting us. Then, Admiral Baker management locked up the showers and laundromat. Next, a banquet for Jim's foundation was canceled. Then, my dentist closed her office to all but emergency patients. Forget the Apple Store and bathroom remodel. Our 14 days were coming up. We had to leave. But where to go? In California, all city, county, state, and national parks, and even BLM land, were closed or announcing planned closures. Private parks were open, but most were not accepting new arrivals, and besides that, most park spaces are way too tight for serious social distancing. Then Jim got an idea. Fisher's Landing, his old stomping grounds on the Arizona side of the Colorado River. On March 3rd, we pulled out of San Diego. As usual, we stopped overnight at the Golden Acorn Casino, where free overnight RV parking is allowed. It was like a ghost town. We were practically alone. According to family custom, I played the required 20 for Daddy. And fortunately, our favorite Mexican restaurant, the Golden Grill, was open. And now, months later, we fondly remember that meal as our last supper before the world forever changed. The next morning, the restaurant and casino closed down entirely. We drove with purpose and hope. What if Fisher's Landing would not accept us? Entering Arizona on I-8, we passed dozens of RV resorts. Yuma is a winter refuge for snowbirds. Jim drove as I checked each website for availability, just in case Fisher's didn't pan out. This would be the first and hopefully the only time we ever passed through downtown Yuma without stopping at Prison Hill Brewing Company. Oh, the agony. Driving north along the lower Colorado River, we passed through a valley with thousands of verdant acres of romaine, kale, and spinach prostrated in rows before the majestic Gila Mountain Range. Soon, the road developed huge swells. the stomach-churning roller coaster ride went on for miles. Between the bumps, we caught glimpses of strange villages on the barren rocky hillsides. Then we saw a sign, Yuma Proving Ground, the entrance to a military installation. Aha! The Middle East-style villages were stages for military exercises. At this point, downtown Yuma was about 40 minutes behind us. We passed signs warning us to watch for wild donkeys and goats. Then another strange thing, a billboard offering expensive off-grid homes on Martinez Lake near the Colorado River, which made us wonder, who, with $500,000 to spend, would want to buy a home way out here in the middle of nowhere? But that was then, and this is now. We get it. Totally. Fisher's Landing, securely tucked into a fishhook curve on the Colorado River, is everything any rustic, self-reliant camper could possibly hope for. It's a hiking, dirt biking, kayaking, off-road cycling, and just a staring at the river kind of place to sit and ask yourself, what the heck just happened? Also, there's birding, boating, wakeboarding, jet skiing, bass fishing, duck hunting. Fisher's Landing has it all. I would even call it a paradise. But resort is not a word I would use to describe Fisher's, because much of the grounds are remnants from the 1950s and 60s heyday years. However, renovation projects are in progress around the landing and restaurant. Hopefully that love will extend to the camping areas, which are, geographically, the finest recreational real estate in the Yuma region. With free camping on government-owned land, strong Verizon signal with a cell booster, security, including a brand-new sheriff's station just off the premises, a dump station, potable water, 2 small convenience stores, 2 burger joints with full bars, 2 rustic but clean laundry facilities with hot water, 2 boat launch areas, a small swimming beach, a post office, a bait shop, boat repair shop, trash receptacles, restrooms, gas station, propane refills, and a terrific camp host. All this for only $5 a day for a generously sized dry camping site within a short walk of the river, or $40 per day hookup site. But even under normal, non-pandemic conditions, the hookup sites were way too crowded for us. So, for social distancing and our personal comfort, we found an isolated parcel of hardpack about a 15-minute walk from the landing. Every 12 days or so, we hitched Beauty up and towed her to the dump station for a reboot. It only took about an hour, and it felt perfectly safe to leave our clam, kayaks, and outdoor gear at the site. All said, this was our refuge during the early days of COVID-19. We used the time to tidy up the rig and organize our gear. We are forever grateful to Fisher's Landing and to Martinez Lake, the adjoining village. This desert oasis was precisely what the doctor ordered for responsible social distancing and the recreational opportunities we require to stay healthy through the first 50 days of COVID crazy time, which turned out to be kind of wonderful. We isolated, slept well, exercised in the great outdoors, and in true quarantine kitchen style, dined on healthy home cooking, much thanks to the New York Times food section. And after a satisfying dinner, we streamed The Walking Dead, because it made COVID-19 feel like a cakewalk. When Canada called home the snowbirds, we could have found sanctuary at any one of the luxurious RV resorts in the Yuma area. But why pay top dollar when all of the amenities like pools, spas, weight rooms, pickleball courts, and dog parks were either off-limits or unsafe for high-risk individuals? Without the perks, the mega resorts are nothing but overpriced parking lots with hookups. Fisher's Landing has a loyal clientele of frequent campers and long-term RV and park model residents at Swedes Hill and Pruitt City. With secured storage, dry camping, and long-term space rentals, one can drive out of San Diego in the morning, arrive in time to grab a bite of lunch at Rio Loco Grill, take the boat out of storage, fuel up, and be on the river by mid-afternoon. Sweet. A first-come, first-served dry camping area for RVs is near the river. As of this date, the fee is $5 per person per day, or $35 per week and $100 per month. Prepayment is required at the camp rental office. There are no designated spaces for dry camping at Fisher's Landing. You just find a nice spot of hardpack. Please stay out of the wash, because there's a reason they call it that. At first, we camped in the $5 per day dry camping area, but a couple of weeks in, a group of new campers arrived and set up in the wash near us and burned campfires every night. Okay, this is why we have wheels. Outside the Fisher's Landing boundaries, indistinguishable from the resort, is a parcel of Arizona trust land, probably hundreds if not thousands of acres. To camp there, you purchase a $20 Arizona annual recreation permit online. So, we pulled up stakes, moved about 300 yards east of our original site into the state trust land, with fewer weekend campers and a mere 5 or 6 full-timers. Most old full-timers like us don't burn wood. Wood burning is messy, expensive, and lung-damaging. When the mood hits, we have a portable propane fire pit. Though farther from the river, the state trust land is quieter, less dusty from the dirt roads, and not smoky. Like Fisher's, it's open-range parking, but there is a 14-day limit. But we stayed longer. Much longer. If asked, we were prepared to move back to Fisher's with unlimited camping, but no one ever did. Perhaps the 14-day limit was waived due to COVID-19. Eventually, a heat wave pushed us out. On April 23rd, when temperatures reached 102, we pulled out and headed up into the mountains. Now, about Fisher's Landing amenities. The on-site dump station can handle 2 RVs at once. The nominal $5 per-use fee is a bargain. There is a free water source at the dump station, but we were always concerned about contamination when the water spigot is so close to the dump drain. Fortunately, a clean, filtered, salt-free water dispensing station is available for 25 cents a gallon. Even though we were dry camping and on strict water conservation, we couldn't bring ourselves to use the antiquated and dilapidated bathhouse. Hopefully the toilets and coin-operated shower facilities will be demoed and rebuilt someday. The laundry facilities were old, but surprisingly clean and functional. The machines at Pruitt City were spotless, and the water was piping hot. Wherever there are snowbirds, there's usually a clean laundry facility. Still, we always wipe our machines down with bleach before using. We really try to avoid parks that don't allow line drawing. I mean, what's the deal with that? When did line drawing become offensive, and at campgrounds of all places? Don't tourists flock to Amish country in southern Italy and coastal France and swoon over sheets, tea towels, and knickers animated by the wind, as if line drawing is a lost art form? So I particularly enjoy the clothesline at Fisher's Landing. The best thing about Fisher's is the rules are few and far between. Quiet hours are from 11 to 7, campfires must be contained, golf cart rentals are also available. The cost is $70 per day with a 2-day minimum. Contact Premier Golf Cars for more information, 928-317-8828. The gas station sells regular and premium gas, but no diesel. The infrastructure is surprisingly solid, with a fire department, general store, bait shop, boat shop, Rio Loco Bar and Grill, and even a U.S. Postal Office right there on the premises. The Fisher's Business District is also popular with RVers who stay at the military campground about a half-mile up the undeveloped road. Gray, our wonderful camp host, was right there to answer any and all questions. Though Fisher's Landing is minimally developed, it is litter and riffraff-free. Gray showed us where to deposit our trash and recycling, and also kept a watchful eye out for any shenanigans, which he swiftly shut down before things got out of hand. Gray also told us the name of our favorite kayaking route, the spectacular California Cut. Also comforting was the sheriff's office about a quarter-mile away on the river, and they patrolled the area regularly. Afternoon walks to Fisher's Landing and Martinez Lake were a daily highlight. Blooming cactus, cool river breeze, colorful river life. Also fascinating was to observe the quirky, non-conforming neighborhood where brand-new mini-mansions and luxury condos are situated between old established manufactured homes and RV lots. Another ever-present and prominent feature was the abundance of political paraphernalia signaling the dominant local values. But eventually, we didn't even notice. After all, we're all in this COVID thing together, right? We arrived a couple of days before the state-mandated social distancing. So we had the opportunity, from a COVID's distance, to observe Fisher's Landing and Martinez Lake on an average weekend of scheduled events. A major barbecue festival, a fishing contest, and live music. Once the lockdown was enforced, the mood shifted from vibrant, family-centered festival atmosphere to lazy river town. But with one exception. Even though the restaurants closed dining rooms and the snowbirds went home early, the riverside development business did not pause or miss a beat. Every day, the heavy machinery rolled in. Wetlands developers and contractors resumed work on retaining walls and broke ground on new projects. Also, the awakening business community wisely exploited the government-mandated downtime to remodel, upgrade, and expand. Since nearly forever, this place has been a middle-of-nowhere destination for grubby, dusty, watery recreational sports. But as wealthy, self-reliant, off-grid lifestyles are drawn to remote places due to pandemics and economic collapse, we hope this modest but rapidly developing outdoor haven is able to maintain a coveted reputation for affordable recreational fun and inexpensive camping. Because when the zombie apocalypse arrives, you can count on us to be hightailing it to Fisher's Landing. Thank you for joining us at Living in Beauty. If you like this post and want to be notified when a new one is released, please enter your email address and click the follow button at the bottom of this page. For more info, check out our travel maps and facts. Okay, that's it for now. Safe and happy travels, and see you next time.